Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of the iMCO HS-2006. This is a wireless Bluetooth speaker that's shaped like a retro-style microphone that plays back music and of course can also be used for answering phone calls since, like its shape suggests, is also a microphone. It's a very portable speaker, and what's kind of unique is its speaker placement, or I should say the grill placement, which is seemingly omnidirectional and that projects the sound a little bit better than just a traditional mono speaker does. It's very portable, lightweight, and comes in a number of different colors and retails for under $20, which is, I think, a fair price for something that is a little bit cute and attractive and different from the norm. Basic info located on the sides. There's even some branding from what looks like CCTV. And inside, there's access to a standard auxiliary cable if you don't want to use wireless Bluetooth. You can link it up to an older MP3 player, and there's also a micro USB cable for charging. It takes about 2 hours to completely charge, and afterwards you'll get roughly 5 hours of continuous audio playback before you need to recharge it again, which is average. It's a slightly on the shorter side of the spectrum. I like to see 6 hours or longer on a Bluetooth appliance, but it does work. Instruction manual is printed mostly in Chinese with some English phrases here and there, and there's also a warranty card included. So let's take a closer look at the design next. Again, the speaker is coated in a layer of soft touch rubber material which absorbs shock if you accidentally drop it and makes it feel a bit more premium when you're holding and handling it. The side here features access to a micro SD card slot which supports up to 32GB cards preloaded with MP3 or WMA songs, so it can play it back like an MP3 player without connecting to an external source. Down below here is the microphone, which can be used for answering phone calls once paired with an iOS or Android device. Some Chinese branding from iMCO, and other side features dedicated controls for volume, which are fairly tactile and responsive. There's also a play-pause key that dubs as an answer-reject phone call key. Other side features the auxiliary port, power on-off, in addition to the charger port. As you can guess, this is not a fully waterproof speaker as all the ports are fully revealed, so it's more meant as a desk or kind of a novelty Bluetooth speaker that you would want to take with you maybe for parties as opposed to the beach, since it doesn't fare that well with water. Underneath here, there's some basic info from the company and a rubber material that prevents it from sliding around on a surface or a desk. And overall, again, it is something that's a bit of a conversation starter if you pop it onto a desk, and I think it looks actually fairly accurate as far as looking like a real kind of retro microphone that's been detached from the base. So let's power on and do a quick audio sample. Alright, so connecting via Bluetooth or auxiliary cable if you want a slightly better audio experience is fairly easy, but one thing I don't like about the speakers is the voice-guided prompts. It does help you know where you are in the interface, but at the same time I wish there was a way to turn it off. It reads the instructions in Chinese and then in English. So for instance, if I have the cable plugged in, it's going to say that. 蓝牙已开启 Bluetooth mode. Or after plugging this in, 现在是外接播放状态. Now is aux-in mode. So again, I wish there was a way to turn it off, especially if you're outdoors and you don't want to always go through that process. Alright, so all the controls you can see are fairly easy to use, and what I heard from that brief audio sample is that it gets fairly loud, it's clean sounding, there's not that much distortion in the background. However, it could be much more bass heavy. Lower frequency is not really present here. That's because it's still a very portable speaker and it lacks something like a passive radiator for added bass on a smaller device, which means that, again, if you are expecting drum beats or EDM music, this might not be the best speaker in the world for that. However, in terms of mids and higher frequencies, it does reasonably well for a small speaker. Certainly good enough for parties, for watching movies, stuff like that, and it's a lot better than any built-in phone speaker that you'll find just because it's louder, it's richer sounding, but again, it does have its limitations. It's a mono speaker, so it's not a stereo speaker. With that being said, it seems like sound does disperse itself fairly well even if you move around in the room because of the way that the grills are located. I think the top is where most of the sound still comes out from, but the sides does help to spread, again, the sound a bit more, especially if you are in a slightly larger environment. The microphone quality when I did a sample call worked fairly well, even in a noisier situation, so I had no real complaints with the mic quality on here if you want to use it for speakerphone calls. Connecting using Bluetooth is also quite simple, although there is a bit more of latency. So if you are playing back a movie or something, it might go to the speaker 1 second later than what's being shown on screen. So it's a little bit more difficult to use it using just Bluetooth if you are planning on watching videos. But for listening to music, it worked without that many issues. Although the range is a little bit restricted, I found that sometimes it had to be quite close to the phone in order for the audio experience to be the best. A little bit further from that, you do get a bit more static appearing. But all in all, it does work fairly well as a small, compact Bluetooth speaker. So at the end of the day, I would say that the iMCO, the HS-2006 series mini Bluetooth speaker is definitely a novelty speaker. It looks very cute. It's easy to take with you when traveling. It's well built, and it has a loud sound that amplifies the experience of what you're listening to. It doesn't offer the most bass. It's not the most rich sounding speaker in the world, and neither is it perfect for every single scenario like watching movies. But I think that if you do want something a little bit unique looking, it does sound quite nice, and it's definitely a conversation starter if you want to put it into house or take it with you to show with your friends and family. You can learn more details about this speaker in our official written review, but for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS.